Naomi Elaine Campbell was born on May 22, 1970, in Streatham, South London, into a world far removed from haute couture, flashing cameras, and international runways. Her mother, Valerie Morris, was a Jamaican-born dancer who later became a successful fashion model herself. Naomi never met her biological father, and from a very young age, she learned independence, discipline, and resilience, qualities that would later define her extraordinary career. As a child, Naomi showed an early passion for the arts. She attended the Barbara Speake Stage School and later the Italia Conti Academy of Theatre Arts, where she trained in ballet, tap, jazz, and acting. Even at this young age, she carried herself with a unique confidence and elegance. Yet modeling was not part of her original plan. Everything changed when Naomi was just 15 years old. While shopping in Covent Garden with her school friends, she was spotted by talent scout Beth Bold of the Synchro Model Agency. Within weeks, Naomi signed with the agency and quickly began booking jobs. Her look was striking: tall, athletic, deep brown skin, piercing eyes, and a powerful walk that commanded attention. In 1986, at only 16, Naomi appeared on the cover of British Elle, making history as one of the first black models to grace the cover of a major British fashion magazine. It was a moment that signaled the arrival of a new era in fashion. But her true breakthrough came just 2 years later. In 1988, Naomi became the first black model to appear on the cover of French Vogue. The editor, Yves Laurent, personally threatened to withdraw his advertising from the magazine if they did not put her on the cover. That single issue changed fashion history forever. Later that same year, she also became the first black model on the cover of Time magazine, cementing her status not only as a top model, but as a global cultural icon. By the early 1990s, Naomi Campbell was unstoppable. She rose to prominence alongside Cindy Crawford, Claudia Schiffer, Christy Turlington, and Linda Evangelista. Together, they became known as the Big Five, the original supermodels who transformed fashion models into celebrities. Naomi stood out even among legends. Her walk, often described as the most powerful runway walk in fashion history, was fierce, fluid, and unforgettable. Designers built shows around her presence. When Naomi walked, the room stopped. She became a muse to designers like Gianni Versace, Azzedine Alaïa, Jean-Paul Gaultier, Yves Saint Laurent, and Dolce & Gabbana. Versace once famously said, "Naomi is my creation. She is my inspiration." Yet Naomi's rise was not without struggle. As a black woman in a predominantly white industry, she faced open racism. Makeup artists refused to work on her skin tone. Stylists could not find garments in her size. She was paid less than white models, even when doing the same jobs. Naomi did not stay silent. She publicly called out fashion houses and magazines for discrimination and demanded equal representation. She used her influence to open doors for future generations of models of color, and those doors stayed open. In 1991, Naomi became the first black woman to open a Prada show. In 1997, she walked for every major fashion house in Paris, Milan, and New York in a single season. By then, she was no longer just a model. She was a brand. She appeared in music videos for George Michael's Fatum 90 and Michael Jackson's In the Closet. She released her own R&B album Baby Woman in 1994. She acted in films and television shows including The Face of an Angel, Empire, and American Horror Story Hotel. She also became known for her fiery temper and infamous diva reputation. Throughout the 1990s and early 2000s, Naomi made headlines not only for her fashion triumphs, but for legal troubles and public outbursts. She was accused of assaulting assistants and staff members, leading to multiple court appearances. Instead of denying her flaws, Naomi took responsibility. She entered anger management therapy and publicly acknowledged her struggles. Over time, she reshaped her image, evolving into a calmer, more reflective woman. But her most meaningful transformation came through philanthropy. Naomi developed a deep connection with Africa and became a powerful advocate for humanitarian causes. In 2005, she co-founded Fashion for Relief, a charitable organization that raises funds for disaster relief, poverty reduction, and global health initiatives. She has raised millions of dollars for victims of Hurricane Katrina, the Haiti earthquake, Ebola relief efforts, and refugee crises worldwide. Her commitment to Africa extended into politics and diplomacy. She became close friends with former South African President Nelson Mandela, who called her his honorary granddaughter. In 2007, Naomi faced one of the most controversial moments of her life. She was called to testify in the trial of Liberian dictator Charles Taylor, accused of war crimes. Naomi admitted that she had been given blood diamonds during a dinner in South Africa years earlier. Although she was not charged with any crime, the incident deeply shook her and damaged her public image. Naomi later described it as one of the darkest chapters of her life. And yet, she survived it. By the 2010s, Naomi Campbell had achieved something almost unheard of in fashion: longevity. She continued to walk for major designers well into her 40s and 50s. She appeared on the covers of Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, and Elle across multiple decades. She became a mentor to younger models, including Jordan Dunn and Adut Akech. In 2017, she launched her YouTube series No Filter with Naomi, where she interviewed celebrities like Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, and Cindy Crawford. In 2019, she was honored with the Fashion Icon Award at the British Fashion Awards. Then, in 2021, Naomi surprised the world again. At 50 years old, she announced the birth of her first child, a daughter. In 2023, she welcomed her second child, a son. Naomi chose to keep her personal life private, revealing only that she became a mother through surrogacy. She described motherhood as her greatest joy and her true life purpose. Today, Naomi Campbell stands as one of the most influential women in fashion history. She broke racial barriers. She redefined beauty standards. She transformed models into global celebrities. She turned her fame into a force for good. From a shy girl in South London to the most powerful runway presence the world has ever seen, Naomi Campbell is not just a supermodel.